I met, about 8, 9, 10 months ago, because you came on our Major Gifts Mastery program.
Mm.
Thank you for offering to share some of your learnings from that program and what you made of it all. Just before we start, what's your job and where do you work?
Yeah. I'm Kusalarāja. So I'm the fundraising and communications director for a Buddhist charity called Future Dharma. So we fund Buddhist work all over the world, basically.
Great, thank you. So I enjoyed getting to know a little more about your charity during the course. So I guess my first question is, what was it like to do Major Gifts Mastery?
Yeah, it was fantastic. I think for me, you know, I suppose there's some of these things that we went through in the course that I was aware of. Somebody else had recommended the course to me, and so I was aware of some of the ideas. And I guess there's an extent to which you could put some of them into practice to some extent. But the course for me just really gave me the confidence to completely implement them in my work. So, and now I can quite honestly and safely say that there isn't a day or week that goes by that I'm not using them, really integrated into everything that I do.
Fantastic. And what are a couple of those themes? And are there a couple of examples of how that's actually helped you, not just with your practice, but also in terms of the results for your charity?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, so the very big thing for us is that whilst the course was happening, so I started the course very happy with everything going fairly smoothly. And then, unfortunately, as many charities experience, we hit a difficult financial period and it changed everything. So, I was starting my coaching alongside of the course and found that we suddenly needed to raise £90,000, which for us is a huge, huge amount of money, and particularly within our community is a huge amount of money. And if we didn't raise that and make some other changes, our charity would have faced closure by the end of the year. So I had to move very quickly in just a few months. And yeah, it was absolutely invaluable to help that both the things that I learned on the course itself, the techniques, the ideas, things like the magic formula, using skills like writing to influence, sort of just truly getting alongside people and having open, honest, clear conversations, listening to what major donors wanted, spending that time just connecting. Um, I used all of that to make this appeal work, and so we had to raise £90,000. In the end, we raised £74,000. I honestly didn't think we'd get anywhere near that. So we had 82% of our target raised, and about 250 people responded in total, including some larger gifts from people.
Congratulations. Goodness knows, sometimes we all face some kind of challenges that we really didn't plan for. And so it's one thing handling the pressure and the potential panic in ourselves and maybe our colleagues. And it's that's one thing, but it's also then coming up with a plan fairly quickly and a reasonable plan to confidently implement is no mean feat in
Mm.
fundraising. And you succeeded, and what a difference it's made for your organization. So really well done. Um, I guess one other theme you mentioned there already is this idea of conversations, open, clear, honest conversations in a way that some fundraisers find that hard. It can feel exposing and require a lot of courage. Whereas I sense that you've a reason that appeal succeeded was your proactivity and your approach to those conversations.
Yeah, I think throughout, Linda particularly was really good at sort of, the coach, my coach was really good at sort of just giving really clear ideas about how to communicate what was happening and to just be really open and honest about it. And that actually to have, I suppose it's about having confidence and trust in our supporters, like faith in our supporters, if you will. That if we are just honest about what's happening, we're not actually overly sort of alarmist, and we're not trying to hide what's going on either. Just being really open and clear and honest about what's going on, that people would respond, and that we can treat people well, like the adults and the sort of valued supporters and well potential friends that they are. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you're now having more conversations with people who do or could care about your cause than you were before the course? And if so, how do you describe how you've done that?
Yeah, definitely. Well, there are some. I mean, so I suppose it's pushed it to the forefront of my mind, but also given me well, the confidence and the belief that it's going to work. So one of the things that I've done for our charity is I've created a metric, like a KPI, to record test drives. So I've set myself the task of having five contact points with major donors or potential major donors each week that I'm working. Um, just recently, I was setting up those five for the week and went to contact the five. Did that in a various different ways: email, voice notes, somebody I sent a postcard to, and I was sort of enjoying it so much and got in such a flow that I sent seven instead of five, and so that that's 7 points of contact with people who can hear about what we're doing, potentially have that interest. We'll hopefully we know what's going to come from that in the future, that I wouldn't have done otherwise if I hadn't had that confidence that the course gave me to know that this works, and also to know that it's not just a technique, that it is about genuinely communicating what we do to people who
Yeah,
really care about it.
yeah. I think it's brilliant to follow up the principle or the philosophy that more connection with people who care clearly is the way one ends up getting more funding. But it's another to have a quite deliberate process or habit that suits you and suits the organization, that's not over demanding, but does increase the chances that most weeks more of these chats will happen. It's brilliant. I guess my last question is, if someone was weighing up whether to somehow invest to come on Major Gifts Mastery, what would your advice be?
Yeah, I mean, it's really easy. I mean, we're a small charity. Small donor numbers, and the amount of money that actually we deal with year on year is probably very little compared to some of the charities that might be considering coming along to do this. So for us, it's a bigger investment, proportionally speaking. But we've easily made back the money that we paid for the course, and it's now integrated in everything we do. So eh, we're still making much more money for us as a charity because of that investment, which now by comparison to what we've raised looks really small actually. So yeah, it's just simple. It's just simple and easy for me to say, yeah, do it. It's fantastic training and it definitely pays off.
Thank you so much, Kusalarāja. Very kind words. I'm really delighted you're making these ideas work so effectively. Congratulations with the success of your appeal, and I look forward to catching up with you again very soon. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
well, thank you, Rob. Yeah.